Okay, so wonderful. Why don't we come to a seated position? Yes. And as we root the sit bones down, let's go inside into the body. And from the top down, just slowly become aware of the top of the head, moving into the face, the back of the skull, the neck, and take the whole body into account as you slowly make your way with awareness downward. And just notice this morning, probably we haven't moved much yet. And many of you who are on this morning, I know you have some background with yoga, and no worries if you don't, if you're newer. We'll just remind ourselves of the fascia in the body. And I've been talking about fascia a little bit in my other Zoom classes for Breathe Together. And there's essentially in this mapping of this fascia, this tissue that's running through and holding our organs, and it's very wet. Ideally, it's very wet and viscous, and it looks a little bit like a wet spider web. And it changes depending on where it's located in the body. But let's imagine that the fascia is wet. We're going to work on moving it a little bit to create some hydration, because that is how it hydrates, and that's how we take good care of our joints. And, it's what flow is all about, I think. Being able to move easily from one place to another. So we just notice especially the joints this morning, the knees, hips, ankles, shoulders, elbows, wrists, sacrum. Yeah, and at the top of the spine. Good. And then let's be sure that the practice feeds and hydrates mind, body, and spirit. We'll draw the palms together at the heart. And we'll open with the Gayatri Mantra, and if you know it, please join me. I'll be listening for you. Om Bhur-bhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Good, so let's actually begin lying on our back, shall we? Drawing the knees into the chest and giving ourselves a hug. And once we've settled down here, just rolling to the left and to the right a little bit. And feeling into each side the huge sheet of tissue on the left side and the right side. And see how far to one side you can go without tipping over. And then way over to the other side. Just play with it. You notice that if you draw your navel to your spine, you've got a little bit more. Well, control is too hard a word, but access to your core. And then slowly we come back up. your feet down. And I don't often do bridge pose this early, but I'd like us to try this. So the front line of the fascia, right all along from the balls of the feet, up the front of the toes, the feet, the ankles, the front of the shins, the thighs, into the hips, belly, chest. We want to become aware of the front line as we root the feet down and slowly rise up. Press your arm bones, upper arm bones, into the ground. The fingers turn up. And see if you can begin to investigate. You could press the feet into the floor, four corners of the feet press. See if you can investigate the length of your front line here. And you can sort of push into the floor and then retract back a little bit and then push into the floor. And we make almost a bit of a spinal undulation here, but it's happening because the thighs, the back of the thighs, are so strong. Yeah, just feeling it. Feeling in. Some more feeling in. And then come up onto the balls of the feet and roll down one vertebrae at a time. You're going to take your arms wide so you've got cactus arms. Let the legs roll out to the left. Push into the ball of the right foot a little bit. As much as you begin to feel the lateral line of fascia along the right side. Yeah, how much of it can you feel? Do you feel it into the IT band along the outside of the thigh and down? Notice what you feel. Inhale, we come back up. Exhale, switching sides. Maybe a little push of the ball of the left foot. Seeing what this side is like this morning. Yeah, good. And then slowly inhale your way back. And go ahead and draw the knees into the chest and see if it's late enough in the morning to grasp the outside of your feet. And drawing one thigh down at a time. Happy baby. Just rolling side to side. And now maybe we feel into the back line here. So from the arches through the heels and the back of the calves. And if you don't feel anything in the back of the calves, you can straighten a little bit. The back of the thighs into the back. We don't need to be intense about this. You're just making contact with these different pieces of fabric that are holding us together. Good. Maybe we feel it into the back. You can lift the tailbone off the floor ever so much. Be gentle about it. Keep the head and neck soft. Good. Then releasing, crossing your ankles, and a few rolls. So just roll along the tissue of the back, forward and back, if that works for you. I like to exhale, forward, inhale back. Couple more. Good. And then the feet come to the ground and we find our way onto hands and knees the way that we do. Okay? All right, so from here, a little bit of cat-cows, warming up the spine. Inhale, lengthening the front. Exhale, rounding. Let the head and neck relax. Feel the back line. Whole back line. Inhale, open the front line. Exhaling. Curling tailbone in toward forehead. And a couple more. That's your breath pace. Good, and then pause in neutral spine, please. Tuck your toes under and send your knees up and back behind you, downward facing dog. Lengthening from your fingertips up the inside and outside of your arms. Rolling the outer upper arm bones out and down a little bit. And then walk your dog back and forth. It's stretching into the back line. So we have an objective today, and that is to play with lengthening the fabric of our tissue in all directions. But we're going to add that we really want to draw in to our own inner resources as we do that. So slowly come back down onto your knees for a moment. And what I mean by inner resources is if we've got our hands on our hips, just gradually draw the pelvic floor up slightly so it feels as though this bowl is containing water. Because as we go to lengthen and explore this incredible network of tissue, we at the same time want to be able to draw in and stay focused on, to whatever extent we go out is the same extent to which we draw in. Okay, that's the game that we're playing this morning. Okay, so let's go back to the downward dog. Settling the inside of the heels and the outside of the heels downward. Let your head just relax. Some people like to look at the navel here, but notice where your eyes fall naturally. Yeah, and then wake up the back line. Wake up the back line of the body by drawing the heels downward and feel the complete fabric. And I love this because it's very common for us to think in parts, like, oh, the back of my right calf. But let's think about the whole. Feeling into how much of the back line at the same time. If the back line wraps from the arches up the heels, all the way up the back of the body, and then down the back of the body, all the way to the forehead. And see if you can contain that while drawing pelvic floor up. Now we inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands. Step forward, please. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold in. Again, inhale, lengthen. Draw sit bones together. Exhale, fold in. One more time. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold, and bend your knees so the belly can rest on the thighs. Grasp your elbows. And feel into the fabric, back line. Notice how the breath can swell the back of the body, so we're beginning to open the fascia from the inside out. Feel the four corners of your feet root and how the ground has you. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. We rise up. Send your arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers so your palms turn up. Squeeze your legs together. Draw the pelvic floor up. And begin to open the front line now. So the hips can come forward. And think about the fabric from the feet, through the shins, front thighs. Whole front body opens. So as we extend and open the fabric, we still are contained and contacting lower navel. Inhale, exhale, slowly release the palms to prayer position. Good, a couple A's. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step back to plank. Pause in plank. Check out plank. Front body long and back body long. Inhale, exhale, knees down, torso down. Point your toes back, pull the mat, lift the chest, exhale, slowly lower. Now consider the whole front fabric again. Inhale, the whole thing, exhale, lower. So often what will happen, especially in a back bend, one more time, inhale up, is one piece will feel it and nothing else will feel it. So see if you can even out the experience of the whole front line opening. Good, and then slowly release. Draw back to puppy pose for a moment. Walk the hands forward, lift the hips upward. Good, grab the mat with your fingertips, pulling the hips back behind you. And then downward facing dog. Let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again. And one more. Good. Notice that the tailbone, the little teeny tail that we all have, draws down toward the heels, and that gives us more access to the back line right there. We inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rise up, palms touch perhaps. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forward, out and down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step back this time. Lower through the way you do, or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Wake up the front line. Press all 10 toes into the ground. Exhale back over the toes. And feeling your thigh bones draw back. Yep, up and back. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands. Step or float forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Release head and neck. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, release the arms. Pause in mountain pose. Notice, can you feel how you've got this fabric running along the back and this fabric running along the front and along the sides? You might notice in some places in the body it will feel a little bit pulled. Okay, well done. Let's take the arms up, please. Interlace your fingers, draw your legs together. Squeeze the legs together. And inhale. Exhale, extend to your right, squeezing the legs. Good little lift in the pelvic floor. Your right hand could pull your left hand, and your hips could shift out to the left slightly. Lateral line now, whole left side. Let's make a little bit more room for the breath. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, come to the other side. Notice what this side is like. Yeah, and we love what we find. Sometimes we'll find a little challenge. We see if we can approach it with the breath and with some kindness. And inhale, rise back up. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back. Downward dog. Now let's take the right leg up and back behind us and stack the hips. Let's keep the right leg straight. And let's have the shoulders so they're square. Push up through the ball of the foot and feel the entire fabric of your body right now. So this lengthening, hydrating all of the tissues, and at the same time, we've drawn the pelvic floor up, lower navel to spine. So there's a center as we expand. Inhale, Exhale, right side of rib cage. Foot lands lightly, nearly between the hands, and we slowly come up. We come up and we place our hands on our hips. We've got about a 3 to 3.5 foot distance between our feet. The heels are aligned. We send the arms long. Inhale. Exhale. Send your left hip way back behind you. Gradually draw the right hand down to the natural place that it comes. Push into the sole of your left foot and the sole of your right foot. And gather length. Gather length along the whole left side. Think about the fabric. And in fact, one nice way to think about the fabric here is to take the left arm over the ear. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Look up if that feels okay, but down is great too. And feeling in all the way down to the outside of the left foot. Is that possible? And then breathe along the entire side body. Good. Notice anything that might be falling asleep. Hypermobile people, it's an ongoing challenge. Bend your right knee just a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Now bend your right knee a lot. Take your right hand, pinky toe side, lifting left leg up. And in this variation, we're going to stack the hips. And with your left arm on the outside of your left leg, you can feel what's happening here. Now draw lower navel to spine so that you've, and another way to say it is pubic bone toward the front of your ribs. So you've got some awareness of the lower navel as you've made the fabric bigger and bigger. And you might bend the right knee. See if you can feel into the fabric of the glutes, yes? And then straighten the right leg. And bend. And straighten. And bend. However much. Notice where you can go. Inhale, straighten. The left leg is longer than a half moon. It's way up as high as works for you. Bend one more time. Straighten one more time. Okay, we should be feeling a few things now. And then take your left hand to the ground and draw your left knee behind your right calf and slowly come down to a seat. Okay, so we've come all the way down. And for some of us, the right foot's on the outside of the left thigh, but it could also be just beside the left shin, if this doesn't work. So gain some length. Root the right foot. Become aware of, we've got the lateral sheath, we've got the front and the back, and now we're into the spiral. So there's the tissue deeper. It is said, we're mapping this tissue. It's deeper now. From shoulders, it crosses to hips. Hips crosses like a big X pattern. Let's see if we can feel that now as we take the right hand back. Good, you can let the right sit bone shimmy off to the back a little bit. Take the left arm up, inhale, reach up. Exhale, either hold the leg or cross. Wake up the sits bones, drop them into the floor, and be honest with ourselves as the spine begins its revolution. Press the sole of the right foot into the ground. Good, and rinsing tissue. We talked about this last week a little bit. How to hydrate tissue is by rinsing it. And this is a fantastic rinsing action here. Let the shoulders soften down. See if the spine can be a little bit longer. Good. Draw your navel toward the right. Can you just scoot the navel to the right and imagine that you've taken the organs with you. Inhale. Exhale, look forward. So the sole of the right foot is down. We'll rise back up onto the right foot and send the left leg up any amount. So you've got the four corners of the right foot pressing, and we're going ahead and we're stacking the hips, and we might reach back, bend your left knee. Your right hand is on a block or on the floor, and we might see if we can find the foot. Good, I hope you're still with me here. So the lower navel is drawn into the spine. We're going to bring the heel right toward the sit bone, and what we'll probably feel is a stretch along the front of the left quadricep. Those big muscles along the front of the thigh. That's what we're looking to feel. Drawing the knee up however high works as you lengthen the fabric in there. Couple more breaths. Good, you can keep the right knee bent if that works better for you. Okay, releasing that, place the fingers down on the ground. Take your left foot way back behind you, slowly rise up. Good, turn, pivot. Look down at your feet. Feet are parallel with one another. Let's inhale, lengthen the front spine. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Deepen your hip crease. Grasp big toes with middle and index fingers. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, folding. Freeing the shoulders, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Relaxing head and neck. Bending the knees if that helps. And helps means accessing your lower body, strong lower body. And consider the huge swath of fascia along the back body now. And see if you can hydrate that fascia with your breath, imagining ease of mobility, ease of fluidity. Ease in general. And we inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to hips. Feel your feet root. Inhale, we rise up. Good, pause for a moment. You might walk the feet in slightly. We'll turn the left toes away from us, setting up for triangle pose. Hands to hips, inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, reaching forward. And yeah, just coming in naturally. Feeling in, we've got huge swath of fabric that we're opening now. And maybe we take the right arm over the ear, and if it catches, you can come in from underneath. And go in and feel that whole side opening as you draw navel to spine. Good, drawing in to our inner resources in order to extend out. Constant balance between those two. And inhaling. Exhale, looking down now. Take your hand, pinky toe side, right leg comes off. Root the sole of your left foot into the floor. Draw navel to spine or pubic bone toward ribs. And go ahead and take the right leg up, however high it will go. Good, and then imagine the whole body as a fluid system, one big organic fluid system, which it happens to be. And feel into the whole thing at once. Is that possible? And then maybe we bend the left knee just a little bit. And we inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bending. Inhale up. Notice that our attention is tethered at the lower navel. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Right knee comes around the back. The left foot is crossed over the thigh, or it's on the inside of the shin. Root the sit bones. Turn your torso to the left. Right arm extends up. Inhale. Exhale, crossing. And the spine then begins to revolve. And anywhere that's holding on, meet it with the breath. Ask the navel to draw to the left a little bit, organs to the left a little bit. Relax the shoulders and be sure that the head and neck is a place that it can easily live in your body. Good. Now feel, while you're here, the sole of the left foot really presses. You can feel that into the inner left thigh, right up by the groin, potentially. And feel lower navel to spine and how you've got this drawing inward at the lower pelvis. And because of that, you're able to twist. And then slowly unwind. Take the hands to the ground, sole of the left foot down, right leg goes up, any amount. Stack the hips, feel the fabric first. Take the whole body into account, maybe bend the right knee, and maybe take the right hand off, grasping the heel. It's not necessary to do that last move. None of it is necessary. Let's just make it work for your body. As the knee draws up, locate the front of the quads, opening. Yes. Couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, release the right leg way back behind you. Good, turn, pivot, take your toes out, your heels in. Sit down just for a moment in Devyasana. Sinking in and opening the inner thighs. You can roll the outer thighs downward. Yeah, see if you can turn the sit bones directly down. Is that even remotely possible? Draw the lower navel to the spine like crazy as the thighs roll open. Good, and then slowly inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Either meet in downward dog or take a vinyasa. And feel the breath, feel the whole body, feel the shape. This big triangular shape. One huge living organism that has some fluid places and some not so fluid places. Meet the not so fluid with the fluidity of the breath. Sweep the right leg up and back, hips are square. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. And feel that drawing in of the lower navel. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, kiss the knee like you mean it. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale. Now listen carefully. Right foot comes to outside of right hand. And the left knee comes to the floor. Okay, so we're going to begin to come down onto the forearms if that's an option for you. Some of us will stay here. And some of us will slowly make our way down. And you might like to turn the toes of the right foot out just a little bit, but feel into your own body. Where can there be a little more space? Go looking for pulsation, sensation. And notice when there's a lot of sensation, we can either back up a little bit, or what I suggest trying first is welcome the sensation. And if we're not able to have it be a hospitable situation, then back up just a little bit until we can live with it, and then welcome a little bit more. Be sure the breath is really soft. Good, now tuck your left toes under, slowly rise up, and walk your right foot into midline. Now let's fold at the hip crease forward so that we can feel the entire back line of the right leg, and potentially into the back. It's nice to have the fingertips on the floor so we're not relying too much on the arms. You might draw your right thigh in toward the ribs a little bit so that you've got this connection of the torso to the leg, and which may mean that your right knee is bent quite a bit. And then feel into the backside. You know, it's said that the backside is where we store a lot of stuff. And we might not want to feel so much. Front side tends to be what we show others. Backside is like the subconscious. It's hard to see our backside sometimes. Well, all the time, isn't it? And we slowly come up, bend the right knee. Yeah, sink forward and maybe place the hands on the thighs. Just ask this part of the front line at the hip crease to open. Yep, draw navel to spine a lot. Maybe send the arms up, your choice. You could grasp the elbows, lengthen the triceps. And then slowly inhale to more of a neutral position, and then exhale, sink in. Get a little hydration again. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. Releasing the arms now to the floor. We might walk the right foot out to the right just a little bit. And we'll just do this out of curiosity. Watch any sort of attachment to getting anywhere. Take the right arm under the right thigh. Good, and then take your arms back so your palms face up. Notice that you still have your awareness at the lower navel drawing in, and you might reach back for the hands. And this has just become a balance pose, hasn't it? So we draw the lower navel in. And we can come forward or back any amount. If you're not grasping the hands, no worries. Just take the arms up to whatever extent you can. Okay, enough of that. Take the hands to the ground. Slide your right leg around. Downward dog. Settling back and feeling into the right side and the left side. Drawing the tail of your tailbone down toward your heels. Inner heels and outer heels draw downward. Thigh bones strong back behind us. Left leg extends back, reaching it up. Inhale, exhale, left knee and left elbow touch, lower navel to spine. Inhale, sweeping. Exhale to the right knee. Feel that cross of the fascia around the organs. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, kiss. Good. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, left foot lands on the outside of the left hand. Right knee comes to the floor. Toes can turn out. And feeling in. We don't have to go very far sometimes to find something to work with. And listen carefully to your body. You might take the left leg out a little bit more to find something. Inner groin or right along the flexors. And maybe come down. But find a place that could really use your attention. And yep, your love. And feel into the whole fabric of your body right now. Can you feel your pulse? I hope you can. But can you feel it emanate through the body? You know, we want to feel like, the image that comes to my mind is almost like a jellyfish. So that those pulsations and sensations run through the whole body. And they do anyway, but so often we're not aware of it. So can we feel that? And then slowly we rise back up. And we walk the left foot in just a little bit. All right, now we're headed off to the back line. And when you fold forward, when you draw the navel to the spine, do you notice how that in and of itself, that's sort of like the mechanics behind the forward fold, deepening the hip crease. Good, bend your left knee if you'd like. Have the torso against the thigh. And then feel into the whole system. And slowly inhale, rise up, drawing the left knee forward. We might come up. Check your hands at your hips, squaring off, sinking in, and the arms could go up. And we could grasp the opposite elbow, lengthening the triceps. Sink in first. Good, and then come to a neutral position. Rise up and draw the pubic bone back up to the ribs, and then sink in again. And back up. Good little hydration. Hydration station. You're moving with your own breath. And one more for good measure. Good. Release the hands to the ground. Nice. Now see if you can tuck the left shoulder in underneath the left thigh. That'll work or it won't. And if it doesn't work, you're folding forward here. If it does work, you can sink forward. Take the arms wide. Turn the palms, the whole arm back and up. Reach back. See what you can find back there. Now draw navel to spine. You're going to need it to balance. And then maybe you can shift the hips back a little bit. Press into the sole of the left foot. And as you move just a little bit in here, do that movement from your lower navel. Good, powerful place in these movement practices. And then unwind. I'm happy to report that that's over. We take the palms to the ground, left leg back, downward facing dog. Feel into the back line. Remember the tail of the tailbone drawing down toward the heels. And can you feel into the front line? And can you feel into the side body? If you draw your sit bones in toward each other, you can move the outer hips back. You might get some more access to the side body. Beautiful. And then slowly release. Bending the knees, crossing the ankles, coming forward. And sitting down. So let's take the soles of the feet together, knees go wide. Wrap the hands. It's nice to interlace around the toes. Root the sit bones. Draw the navel to the spine. Lengthen the femur bones really long. You can imagine that they go wider and wider and wider as you make your way down. Hip crease, lower navel takes you down. Don't have to go very far. Feel the whole fabric here. So even in a posture like this, because we'll tend to want to get somewhere sometimes, what we'll do is we'll sacrifice the entire layer of fascia opening. So only go as far as you can feel an extension in all directions. May mean we don't go very far at all. And the example here is if I fold forward, basically I've just turned off everything from here up. There's nothing happening. Whereas this way, I've still got this expansion happening through the body. And then inhale, rise up. Walk the knees in. Lift the feet off the floor. Grasp the big toes. Draw the navel to the spine. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Okay, so the fabric extends. And the shoulders draw down, the sternum lifts. Have this powered by the lower navel. As you draw in, you can extend out. Good. And we'll play it like game's over when the lower navel goes to sleep. So see, really draw in to extend. Beautiful. Okay. I think it's beautiful where you are. Take the legs long. Okay, everybody's favorite. Point your toes. Take your hands back behind you so your fingers point toward your hips. Come onto the soles of the feet. Now right away, if this is not looking like something that's going to work today, bend your knees, place the feet on the floor, rise up. So we've got a reverse tabletop or Purvottanasana. Up we go. And this is a great posture to feel the fabric. So much involved here. Whole body. Back body, front body, lengthen. Can you lengthen the side body? Inhale, exhale, down we come. And then lift the feet off the floor. Come to your boat pose, knees either bent or legs straight. And once again, our center is what infuses this pose. Less externally motivated. Yes. And then slowly, slowly, we make our way down onto our backs. Take your arms wide like cactus. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and allow the legs to just draw over to the left as you look to the right. And notice what you feel. Can you feel the whole body at once? These flows that we're doing on YouTube right now, they're called COVID-19 flows because each week I'm addressing some aspect that's come up during the week, either collectively or personally, which is pretty much the same, don't you think? I know we're all feeling so much. And what I've noticed is that the more time I spend in my head, the less grounded, the less clear I am, especially around the future. And the more I can access all of this intelligence in the body, which is down lower, the more present I can be. I have a whole new appreciation for the present moment. A present moment is a refuge. It's a refuge from the tyranny of the mind. We inhale, rise up. Exhale that. Cross right ankle over left thigh. And gradually come to the other side. Let the head just move naturally. This is another aspect to this business around natural movement. We've gotten a lot of feedback from our classes through Breathe Together, these Zoom classes where people feel a little more free to move because they're not worried about comparing themselves with other people. And their practice has been really fulfilling at home, surprisingly. So we're all, I think, contacting some deeper sense of who we are, even if it's hard, isn't it? Sometimes it's really hard. Good, feel into the whole body. And then slowly inhale, we come back up. One little hug. Have it be meaningful though. Okay, so let's take a back bend. Just open the front one more time. So this also, you know, because we're spending so much time at the computer and we're working with so much emotion, one of the ways to work with emotion is to come into back bends or supported back bends. So we could rise up and slide a block or some books or a stool under our sacrum. We could take the bridge pose. Now feel your bridge. Toes, big toes in slightly. And those of you wanting to go on, hands under the shoulders, hips are already lifted, come lightly onto the top of the head. Look at your forearms, line them up, they're parallel. Root into the floor and wake up your legs. Wake up the legs and open the whole front of the body. Have your shoulder blades support the heart. Draw them downward. Feel your lower navel here. It's a whole different experience of the lower navel here. So we've got our attention there, wherever we are. And we've got deep opening. And then when you're ready, make your way down. Pause and feel. Subtle pulsations. A wash of sensation. What's the breath like now? Lift the hips up, slide the arms in underneath, palms down, maybe your thumbs cross. Lengthen both legs, root both legs. Point your toes, slide up onto your forearms. Open your front. Feel how your upper back supports your heart. Draw the lower navel in. Follow the path of the front of your spine right up into your chest, into your throat. As I always say, breathe into the gills of the front of your throat. Strong back body. Soft front body. Inhale. Exhale, down we come. Good, releasing into the floor. You can take your hands to the outside of your mat and push your upper torso away just to lengthen the lower spine a little bit. And then release and turn your palms open and up. And we give ourselves to the ground. And we give ourselves to the natural intelligence of the body. The natural intelligence of the body. Resting the mind in the heart. Allowing the exhale to wash through the body. Hydrated fascia, even into the brain. Aware of this body breathing. And we can wash the body with a feeling state. A feeling state that we're working to cultivate because we need it. It would be useful, like patience or tenderness or strength or courage. Notice the difference in the way the body feels just between tenderness and courage. And feel them as feeling states, not as concepts. It's one of the exciting things about our time is that we may be transitioning from a conceptual model to feeling it, how it is. Connected to the present moment. It's a different world. again. The toes and the fingers, they gently do their thing. We draw one knee at a time into the chest. Give ourselves a genuine hug. Some of us, that's who we've got to hug right now. We've got ourselves to hug. So we better make the most of it, eh? Send your right arm up over your head and we roll to the side. We pause. May the merits of our practice benefit all beings, especially those who are suffering. May we find a way in which we can help our loved ones. They're all our loved ones. We are all our loved ones. We slowly make our way up to a seat. Have it be comfortable, have it be natural. Feel into the fabric. Open front, strong back, side body long. How all this intelligence within and without is working on our behalf to support our great unfolding. What a time. And we are part of this time, an essential part of this time. Draw the palms together at the heart. And we'll close with one round of the Om Mani Padme Hum chant. Okay? How it goes Om Mani Padme Hum. Generosity, patience, wisdom, letting go, joyful effort of practice. Om Mani Padme Okay, and to be fair, I forgot one, which is integrity, doing the right thing. Yeah? Let's bring the hands to the forehead, right thought. May we be steady and present and joyful. The hands come to the mouth, right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart, right action. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste.